On the show today, we catch up with Flames coaches and athletes at the 7th Annual Flamesby Awards.
Then see how one cross-country runner overcame health challenges to grow in her sport and her faith.
All that and the top plays from the month of April. It starts now. Let's go. Hey, it's that time again. Welcome into another edition of Game On. He's Rhett, I'm Matt, and I am super excited for today's show. We have Bobby Bolig with a fun story. We have a special guest coming up. A lot of great stuff to get to today.
Yeah, on top of all that, we have the top plays for the month of April as well. You'll want to stick around for those.
Absolutely.
But first, we're going to begin with a couple of showdowns between Liberty and ACC opponents.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's begin with a little baseball, shall we? The Flames hosting Virginia Tech, a team they beat in extra innings earlier this season. Could they complete the season sweep? Scott Jackson and company, a little trouble early. They digged themselves an early hole. They fell behind 3-0 after the first inning, but they would battle back. John Embry lines one into left that couldn't be handled. That RBI double would tie it up at 3-3 in the third inning. And moments later, Cam Locklear rolls one through the left side, bringing Embry home, and the Flames go on top 4-3. But unfortunately, that is the last lead they would hold in this one. The Hokies would put on a power display, especially in the fourth inning. A 3-run bomb from Tom Stoffel. An opposite field shot, nonetheless, would be followed up by a solo home run by Stanford Gale. Virginia Tech would hit 3 home runs in all on the night as they end up cruising to an 11-5 win, thus splitting the season series with the Flames. With the loss, Liberty falls to 26-17 on the year.
Well, more Liberty versus the ACC. The Lady Flames playing host to the Virginia Cavaliers in a midweek doubleheader. With a win, these Flames could become just the 4th team in program history to reach the 40-win mark. Top of the third now, Flames up 1-0. Haley Busby would launch a 2-run shot that would make it a 2-1 game for the Hoos. Bottom of the 5th, game tied at 2. Amader would hit her conference-leading 7th triple of the season, setting up the go-ahead run. Moments later, Caitlin McFarland would bring her home, giving the Flames their 10th win in a row and 40th win of the season. Second game of the doubleheader would be all Flames. The Bats would get going, but so would Chase Cassidy. She would have one of her best games of the season, tossing a 5-hit shutout and Liberty's conference-best 16th shutout of the season. The Bats would catch fire as well. Jacqueline Amader would go 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored, while Sarah Robertson would contribute with 2 doubles. Liberty would take it by a final of 7-0 and sits now with a 41-12 record. LU playing some of their best ball this season with a Big South tournament action right around the corner. Well, the Liberty Athletic Department honored their athletes this past week at the annual Flamesby Award ceremony. The ceremony consists of 19 awards that recognize students from their performance on the field all the way to their spiritual life. Here are a couple of the notable winners. Head Coach of the Year was awarded to Kelly Nangle of the lacrosse team. Coach Nangle has led her team to a program record 13 wins in the regular season, 7 more wins than all of last year. Evangeline Christ won Best Female Athlete of the Year. Christ set program records in both singles and doubles all-time wins for the tennis team. Best Male Athlete for the 2nd year in a row was given to DJ Artis. Artis currently leads the Flames in runs with 50 and stolen bases, stealing successfully in 21 of 23 attempts. For a different look at the Flamesby event, we head over to Matt and Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby, I know you were there. You got to live it, and while the ceremony itself is certainly great, a lot of the real fun happens before that. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was fun to see the athletes get the different awards, but instead of me trying to explain it to how much fun you and Rhett missed out on, I figured I'd just show you. What's up, guys? I'm here to give you a behind-the-scenes look of this year's 2018 Flamesby's event, and this year's theme is a trip around the world. So, as you know, we got a lot of people to see, a lot of food to eat, and a lot of interviews to get. So, stay with me. It's gonna be a fun night. Let's go. Well, it looks like Coach Green already got a head start on the food. What's the best so far? Or have you only tried one spot?
I've only been to one table, so, you know, I'm on my 2nd table.
Okay.
We got about 3 or 4 more. We're just now sampling. Then we'll go in for the kill a little later.
Oh, we got the baseball team here. This was the fellow that hit me in the head. Didn't. Yeah, no. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to have a talk with Scott Jackson. They're lacking ties and bow ties. Boys, what are we doing? And where are the dates?
Dates,
Mine's back home.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Couldn't make it, I guess. Let's get,
Ladies, tell me, how you feeling on the big night?
Feeling good not to be in cleats right now.
Okay, that's a good answer.
You know what? You gotta make sure you're looking good because everybody can see you.
Obviously, can't hide.
Hey, G.
Can you tell the viewers at home who you are?
I'm Gary McKay. I'm Coach McKay's son. So.
Coach McKay's son, men's basketball head coach's son. G,
What went into the outfit game tonight?
You know, I'm just trying to find me a wife tonight, of course. Very athletic girls out here.
There's a lot to choose from.
Exactly. I'm trying to find me a younger Bobby out here. So there we go.
He says he's looking for a date tonight.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I know, me either. So I told him I had my eyes open for him.
Yeah.
But coach, your team's looking pretty sharp.
We have a team full of guys that like to make a fashion statement.
Wow.
Did you pick out the outfit or did he?
He picked it out, but I confirmed it. I said, okay, that's good. It's classy, simple and classy.
Oh, simple and classy. Steven Gonzalez, SID for the men's basketball team. Steven, how are you feeling tonight?
I got a phone call. I got to go.
Get over it.
All right, women's basketball team. I spotted you guys from a mile away. How are we doing? So tell us what went into your dress. It's beautiful.
Nothing went into my dress. I just found something, put it on, and now I'm
in
here.
your closet?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so we got more than just Nikes in the closet.
Yep.
All right, what about you?
More than just Nikes.
More than just Nikes. I like it.
It's actually a backup outfit because my real outfit didn't come in time.
Okay.
It was half off though,
Okay.
and a 20% student discount.
Okay, now this is the softball coach. Look at the shoes. Dang.
AGG.
Mike, hold on. Okay, you want to hold this? Have you ever interviewed anybody else before?
No.
Never? I feel like you'd be good at that. This week. All right, let's pretend I'm you.
Okay.
I just scored a touchdown.
Okay.
What would you ask me?
What I ask you?
Yes. You're lying with AGG.
Do I call you AGG?
Yeah, that's me.
AGG, how did that touchdown feel? Like, what are you feeling after that touchdown?
Well, I first just want to thank Buckshot for first giving me the pass. I mean, what an unbelievable pass. And did you know that I'm a heck of a bowler? I was on Sports Center, bowled a 300. I'm a stud.
He is.
Okay, Coach, we got to go over to the main show. Are you ready or do you eat too much food? Are you tired?
No, I'm not tired. I did not eat too much, but you've been like interviewer extraordinaire, so I know you're tired.
I am tired, Coach.
It's time to go. Let's go. We gotta go.
We got to go.
All right.
It's showtime, right?
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, guys, it's about that time. They're closing tonight off with a cupcake bar, so as much as I loved hanging out with you, I think it's my time to go. They look like they're running out. I just saw the football team pass through, so I'm going to go. It's been fun, and hey, we'll see you next year at 2019 Flames News event. Take care.
Well, Bobby, that looks like a lot of fun. I may have to go one of these years. That was a nice event.
I was going to say, on a serious note, I got to give a shout out to Christy Bites and all of the athletics they did. That was probably, one of the most classiest events I've seen. And they didn't mention it in the video, but every single food stand was representing a different country.
Wow.
So it was top notch.
Was Canada represented?
Canada
No,
wasn't. That was the first thing I looked for.
Yeah, that's why Rhett didn't go, I think, because they weren't well represented. Bobby, nice job. Yeah. That looked like a fun deal. Rhett, back over to you.
If you do go, Matt, I could be your +1, just an option. Well, after winning the Big South Golf Tournament handedly, the men have been waiting to find out their destination for the NCAA Regional. In the late hours of Wednesday, it was announced that the Flames would be traveling to Raleigh, North Carolina. The last time the Flames played in the NCAA Regional located in the Tar Heel State, LU walked away with a team title and a ticket to the national championship. The top 5 teams in the current 14-team Raleigh-based regional will advance on to the NCAA championships in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Pleased to be joined now by the head coach of the golf team, Jeff Thomas. Coach, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having me.
How pleased are you? You're not going out west this year. You finally get a regional close to home in North Carolina. How nice is that?
Yeah, we're excited to be able to sleep in our bed a few more days and just to be able to head down there, a 2-hour drive. So it's pretty exciting, better than going to Oregon or somewhere on the West Coast.
What can you tell me about this golf course, the Lonnie Pool Golf Course? What are you dealing with?
Lonnie Pool is a good course. It's a little longer, a lot of course knowledge there, but similar to grasses that we're used to playing. You know, we have Bermuda fairways and Bermuda tees and bent grass greens, so it'll be very similar to what we play on a day-to-day basis here. So.
Most teams, you know, they're scouting the opposition, right? They're checking out who's the star center for the opposing five, but you guys, you're checking out landscape and whatnot. What are the details when it goes into scouting a course? What do you guys do?
Yeah, we're just mostly focused on, you know, where the guys need to hit their tee shots, and where maybe some of the trouble holes and some of the harder spots on the golf course, make sure we focus in on those areas. But for us, we're just focused in on each individual player and what they need to do to get ready for that tournament. So that's mostly what we focus on.
Do you guys get video of the course at all, or photos that you kind of go over beforehand?
No, not usually.
Okay.
We try not to go too in depth. Sometimes it's a little bit better. We'll just wait till we get to the course. Some of our guys have played it. I know Irvin's played the course. He played in a tournament down there last year as an individual. So some of the guys have played it, some of the guys haven't, but we'll wait till we get there, and they'll kind of explain it to each other a little bit, and then they just kind of want them to get visuals once we play the practice round, and you know, what looks good to their eye, what doesn't look good to their eye, and then kind of go from there.
Let's step back to the Big South Championship real quick. How pleased are you with, the mental makeup of your team, in the sense that you guys had a bit of a rough first day, but then really seemed to gather and collect yourselves and come out flying day 2 and 3. You're pretty pleased with the way your team's playing golf right now?
Yeah, we've played really well the last 3 or 4 tournaments. The guys have been playing really good. So, you know, we played okay the first round. They were a little bit tight. We didn't play the best. We weren't really too worried about it. They've been playing great. We just told them to go back out there and do what they've been doing all semester. So really, it's been a really good semester. They've played awesome. You know, we won at Oregon, and we finished 3rd at Vanderbilt, and then to go to the Big South, finish 1st. So, yeah, we knew they were playing good. So, you know, we just needed to worry about ourselves and not get too excited.
Hate to get you to single one guy out, but is there any one individual on your team you're kind of, wow, he's impressed me this season. He's played some great golf?
No, they're all really coming along really well right now. So we're excited about all of them because they're all playing really well right now, and hopefully they can continue that as we go into postseason. You know, it's been a long time since we had 5 guys playing really well, so these guys each individually are playing pretty good.
Well, Coach, best of luck, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Matt, back to you.
Thank you, guys. Coming up, we bring you the story of a Liberty cross-country runner whose faith was strengthened through a difficult health challenge. That and Warm, Hot, and Fuego when Game On returns.
Since 1971, Liberty's had one mission: training champions for Christ. Our standard is excellence with integrity, and we want to equip you with the resources you need to achieve your personal and career goals. We, the business leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries of Liberty University, are committed to becoming leaders of distinction because we are men and women who want to serve others and change the world for Christ. You'll find opportunities for competitive fellowships while developing the business ethics, knowledge, and experience that top companies are looking for. Choose from over 50 degree programs such as business administration, marketing, and information technology. At Liberty, you'll become more than just an accountant, executive, or cybersecurity analyst. You'll become a champion for Christ.
We've built so many new academic buildings and built a new lawn and torn down all the old temporary buildings that were built in the 70s and early 80s. And when we finished all those new buildings, something seemed to me like it was missing. I felt like there needed to be some focal point, some landmark that everyone thought about when they think of Liberty University's campus. We finally all decided that a tower was the best way to accomplish that goal. And we decided to put the School of Divinity in that tower. So the premier structure on campus, the landmark structure, will also be the home to the School of Divinity that really is sort of the roots of Liberty University. We started mainly as a Bible college, so we're honoring that past, and it's a good way to end it up.
You know, there are students that have been on this campus long enough where they've really never seen that central area without construction, because we've been working on so much stuff right in that middle area. And when we got the School of Music basically done, and science and library, we at least had that square that we could give back to the students and say, look, we're done, this is yours, we're never going back in there. And then we got the residential lawn down by the dorms, we got that done. And then to have the tower completed, now we'll have this beautiful interior core that we can basically let the students and our visitors and our staff enjoy. And we can be working on the outside, but they kind of have this center area that they know that we don't have to go back in and disrupt them anymore. It's been a real big part of the master plan.
Liberty University is deeply grateful to the Rawlings family for this incredible investment. It's, I think, the perfect capstone to everything else we've done.
Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Game On. You know, it's every parent's worst nightmare. Your child is sick, and the doctors have no answer or cure. Well, that was the case for Cami Kurtz, who is thankful for a normal life and the ability to still compete.
Cami Kurtz is a standout for Liberty's cross-country team, even earning Big South honors this past fall. She may make it look easy now, but there was a time in high school when it looked like none of this would ever be possible.
I was on the varsity soccer team. I had a great season, and then I started training for indoor track, and I just wasn't feeling right. I was getting really tired. I wasn't recovering from any of my runs. I remember the first meet that we had, I ran, and the coach was like, Cami, you ran the slowest leg in the 4x4, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know, like, what's wrong with me? I feel so terrible, like, my legs hurt. I was like, I just don't know what to do. Things were kind of just getting worse, and I had lost a bunch of weight. That was, like, probably the main thing, is I had lost, like, at least 20 pounds. So at that point, I mean, I'm not big to begin with, and so at this point, I was about 90 pounds, and that was, like, devastating because I was, like, a walking skeleton, pretty much.
Cami went to the doctors, took several tests and a lot of inconclusive results, for one lab finally provided some answers as to why a healthy teenage girl was suddenly experiencing life-threatening symptoms.
We had gotten some labs done, and we got the labs back, and I got a call when I was at school, and they were like, you need to come home right away, like, you have to be admitted to the hospital because you're super anemic. I had about half the blood that you're supposed to in your body, so I was like barely making it at this point. They questioned my parents as if I was like anorexic. So they were like, is she eating? My dad's like, you don't understand, like, this girl is eating. My dad was making me like 1,000-calorie breakfasts, like making my lunches every day, like trying to do all the little things that he could do to help me to get back to where I needed to be, but none of it was working.
The doctors warned that if she didn't gain more weight, she would have to stop playing sports. After adjusting her eating habits to a high-calorie diet and taking some medication, Cami finally began to see improvement. Though it took several months, Cami's dedication to her health eventually allowed her to get back to doing what she loves.
I started doing really well in the indoor season, and the coach was like, Cami, you should run cross country. And I was like, nope, not a chance. I was like, I'll run like the 1 mile and 2 mile in track, but I'm not running cross country. My coach for cross country was like, Cami, like, do you realize that if you stopped playing soccer and you actually focused on cross country, like, you would be pretty good? And I was like, yeah, like, you keep telling me this, and I don't really see that in my future. And he was like, well, if you find a college that you like, and, you know, they have like a running program, and he's like, and you're interested in it, he's like, I will say something to the coach. At this time, I was looking at colleges because it was my senior year, and my brother came to Liberty. So I knew about Liberty, and I knew they had a running program, and I didn't really know much else about it.
After talking with one of the Liberty track coaches, she was given a chance to prove herself. She would PR in every race she ran in cross country in the fall. But then another setback. A foot injury in the spring forced her to sit out the rest of the year.
So come around the second water jump, and I landed, and I just felt this shooting pain go up my leg. Little did I know that I actually broke my heel. I was out the whole rest of the track season. When it first happened, I felt so much peace about it. I can't even explain it. It happened, and I was like, I think I broke my foot. And I was like, and I'm actually totally okay with it. God really, like, he just placed it in me like, hey, this is still part of my plan for you. Like, I've got you. So that summer, I went and cross-trained a ton. I was cross-trained like 2 hours a day. I was on the bike, I was on the elliptical, I'd do swims. anything that could just like keep my aerobic up on the days that I wasn't allowed to run.
But she wasn't off the track for long. After a summer of rehab and training, she came back with fire in her veins. She kept breaking her personal records and went on to win Big South honors in both 2016 and 2017 in both cross country and outdoor 10K.
God obviously had a plan for the whole thing. I think me going through what I had to go through and ultimately making me weaker to make me stronger in a different aspect of my life, like I just had to do it. He just had to put me through it. Because I was weaker physically and my physical body, and I wasn't able to play soccer as well, I think that is the reason why I'm doing cross country and track. I've learned that it's through those times is when he's gonna make you stronger, even though like in those times you feel weak and you feel vulnerable and you feel like you don't have anybody or anything. God's always there for you, and it's all part of his master plan to have you do something bigger in your life.
Boy, just a great attitude there from Cammie. So glad that she's finding success here at Liberty. All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego.
Let's go.
Part of the show where we name the top 3 athletes of the week here at Liberty. Let's begin, as we always do, with Warm. Who you got?
Warm here. Jessica Cesaresha. This young lady, she got called upon in the game. One of the Bishop twins went down at second base. She got called in injury relief. And boy, did she ever just have a great performance against UVA and the doubleheader. She had a nice bunt there, which you just saw. She eventually got run in, an RBI scored. She had a great game. A couple of nice catches as well that you're going to see here in just a moment. A defensive presence for this group, and that's the thing. It's like next man up, right?
Yep.
When you have a team on a roll and you're doing really well, there's that catch. You've got to be able to get ready to go at any time. And I almost wonder if a doubleheader was perfect for her in the sense that, you're not thinking too much. You're thrusted in there, and all of a sudden you're playing, 10, 12 innings of baseball, or softball,
in her case.
Exactly. So great job by her. And she's also from Seymour, Connecticut. They have a massive pumpkin festival there in September. They make jewelry and all that kind of stuff.
Who doesn't love pumpkin jewelry?
Fun.
Am I right? Yeah, fantastic little tidbit there from you, Red. All right, from Warm now to Hot. Who you got?
Men's lacrosse, this group of individuals.
Yeah. Oh, you're taking the whole team?
The whole team.
Wow, okay.
First ever time they have gotten an at-large bid to nationals.
Congrats.
And when you get to an elite level in your sport, you talk about it when you're bad and you get to good. That's a big jump, and you can do that pretty quickly. But when you go from really, really solid and you're trying to get to that elite level, it's small little incremental movements north, right? And team has finally gotten there. It's taken some time, but I'm sure head coach Kyle McClellan very happy with his team and just from the offensive production. Sam Gregory has been great. Britton has been great. And this is a young team that's made the jump. So I think you'll start to see Liberty lacrosse get better and better every year in small little doses and keep working their way to nationals consistently.
Yeah, great news for them to make it that far. And finally, Rhett, great news for whoever you chose for Infuego this week. Who is it?
Daciana Larson, this young lady. I want to get to something really quick. You know how I like to do the hometown thing, right?
Yes, yeah.
She is from Garner, Iowa.
Oh, is that right?
You know who else is from there?
Who?
Former baseball player turned pastor Billy Sunday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
At one time, the all-time stolen base leader in Major League Baseball history.
Look, there
Love
you
me
go.
some Billy Sunday. Yeah.
Little history.
But tell me a little bit more about Daciana.
Homeschool kids should watch
Is
this
that
show
right?
just to get entertained
we have something else in
and
common.
also educated. Well, on her 6th and final attempt, she broke a program record, 204 feet 4 inches. She dropped the hammer. You should just call her Thor. That should be her nickname because she has been electric here lately. She broke the Liberty record by almost 2 feet.
Wow.
She is first among collegiate performances at that meet, and she's also top 25 in NCAA for 2018. So she is rocking and rolling right now.
Met her at Chick-fil-A on campus the other day. Very nice young lady. So congrats to you in Fuego this week. Great job as always, Red. Still to come, they're the top 5 plays from the month of April, and the #1 play comes to you from someplace you would not expect. That's a good tease, huh? You like that? All right, stick with us. Game On coming right back.
Since 1971, Liberty's had one mission: training champions for Christ. Our standard is excellence with integrity, and we want to equip you with the resources you need to achieve your personal and career goals. We, the aviators of Liberty University, are committed to becoming leaders of distinction because we are men and women who want to serve others and change the world for Christ. Join us on campus and you will learn to fly using our fleet of 26 aircraft and practice in FAA certified simulators. But most importantly, you will gain the knowledge and experience professional recruiters are looking for. At Liberty University, you will graduate as more than just a pilot, technician, or drone operator. You will become a champion for Christ.
Did you know that Liberty University is located in Lynchburg, Virginia? That's just a short drive from places like Washington, D.C., Virginia Beach, and the Blue Ridge Mountains. With such a great location, you'll have plenty of places to explore.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Time for one of my favorite segments, the top 5 plays of the month. And April gave us a few noteworthy highlights.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of fitting. I'm not sure if you knew this, but actually April is the 5th month in the early Julian calendar. So top 5 plays in the 5th month of Julian calendar, pretty fitting.
Yeah, that's a great point. Aprilis, as it was known, actually, but you know, enough of us showing off. Let's roll those highlights, shall we? We begin with play number 5. April 27th, Liberty baseball against Longwood. A Lancer runner tries to steal third. This ground ball right to Tyler Gallazin, makes the tag, throws across.
He's safe.
He was ruled safe. Now, this is where we're going to step in and overrule the umpire. Scott Jackson also didn't agree. He was ejected, by the way, there. Ridiculous play. Despite the questionable call, it makes her top 5 plays. Great job by Tyler Gallazin, making a strong throw there.
He was out, for sure.
Yeah.
Here's a highlight that's not controversial. The Liberty paintball team getting work done, defeating Central Florida to win a national championship, all because one young man had the courage to get into the snake and just wipe everybody out.
I love your paintball terminology.
It was just, it was marvelous to watch. I loved every single second and minute of it, and they took down the defending champ.
Right.
Great job, Liberty paintball.
They deserve to celebrate after that one. All right, to softball we go now. Liberty facing Virginia Tech, trailing 3-1 in the 5th when Autumn Bishop says, "Get off me!" A grand slam, the first in Liberty Softball Stadium's young history. That bases clearing jack would help the Lady Flames to a 6-3 win. A huge grand slam and certainly deserving of being in the top 5 plays of the month.
Most definitely. Play number 2, Lady Flames lacrosse taking on Winthrop, and this was just a special day.
This is fantastic.
Lady Flames down 8-6 when Abby Britton getting a little bit sneaky, looking one way, whoop! There it goes, over the shoulder, dust it off a little bit, throw a little salt there as well, because that was just splendid. Flames went on to actually beat Winthrop 12-11. Well, so many great plays, hard to believe that we still have one more.
It's true, and for the play number 1, we're kind of going outside the box here a little bit. Liberty football player Antonio Gandy Golden not catching touchdowns, but rolling strikes. Take a look. We go to the bowling alley. This past weekend, Gandy Golden 1 strike away from a perfect 300. And Gandy Golden,
no, he didn't.
He is golden, isn't he? Look at this. This perfect game, 300 score, actually received some attention on SportsCenter, and rightly so. As a former avid Wii bowler, I can tell you, bowling 300 is not easy, Rhett.
No, not at all.
A talented kid. We know what he can do on the football field. Showing off in the bowling alley there. Congrats to Gandy Golden. And that is our number 1 play from the month of April.
That was pretty splendid.
It sure was.
I've never come anywhere close to that.
Well, keep trying, Brad. You'll get there. Hey, we're about out of time this week. As always, hit us up on social media at GameOnLU.
And check out our website as well, GameOnLU.com. All our stories are there for you to watch.
I didn't mean to cut you. I was about to cut you off. Keep doing your thing. He's Rhett. I'm Matt. You met Bobby. Thanks so much for tuning in this week. We'll see you right back here at Game On next time.